guys, I don't know how long it's actually been since I last posted a video, but for me it feels like it was ages ago and a lot has happened. This is going to be basically just a little catch up on that, as well as I'm going to be sharing with you some of my Mother's Day / birthday presents that I was given this year. Nothing too crazy, just some sweet little things. The reason I want to do the combination of the two is because the last, I want to say month or so, maybe 3 weeks to a month, it's been insane. It's been absolutely insane. There has been ups, there have been huge downs, and I just want to have a catch up with you. I just want to have a casual catch up and just kind of, have some good and some bad and some ugly. Okay, so first of all, let me explain a few things. So, I can't remember, like I said, I can't remember when I last posted, but it was the school holidays, and then after the school holidays, it was like, okay, you're like, alright, ready to resettle into routine and sort of like recalibrate your life, so to speak, and then it was like pure chaos. So my youngest had barely gone back to kindy, and we woke up one morning, walked out the front door, and my car had been stolen. My car had been stolen from literally right outside our front door. Like, not even on the street. Because sometimes you're like, okay, I might have left it out on the street or something like that. And then late at night I'll remember and I'll be like, oh, I better quickly move it in, into the driveway because I don't want it stolen. But honestly, these people, yeah, it must have been people just from, no spoilers. So they literally came onto our property, like right up to our front door, which is like well onto the property, and stole my car somewhere between like 7 p.m. and 12 a.m. Like, it was relatively early. It is quite deep into autumn now, so the sun does set quite early in the evening, so it would have been pitch black, and they literally just came onto the property and stole my car. So it was like just this empty space where my car used to be, and then smashed glass, and that was it. I was just like, it was just instant shock. It was just like a hollow in my stomach. If you've ever had your car stolen, or in fact something like really important to how you live your life, or whatever the case may be, stolen, then you probably have a fair idea of the feeling of violation that it leaves you with, and just shock and disgust that someone could do something like that, let alone literally on the property like that. Really quite a creepy, scary feeling. And of course I kind of spiral because I'm in treatment for OCD at the moment, and one of my OCD themes, to get personal with you, is around like safety of my house. So I was just straight away like spiraling that like I went to sleep so carelessly, like I went to sleep quite early that night and I had a really deep sleep, and so of course I was just like ruminating on the fact that I didn't stay awake long enough, I didn't listen carefully enough, I could have stopped them, I could have done something, and that was kind of the first panic. And I had to describe to my toddler like a car being stolen, which was an interesting experience, and she was quite upset about it. All in all, she handled it really well, but like, yeah, she was just like, she could understand that that was like a horrible thing to do, that someone had stolen my car. And So obviously she didn't go to kindy that day. It was all such a blur. I'm trying to remember what else happened. It was a couple of weeks of just very, very, very slowly trying to piece things together, trying to work with insurance. The police found the car that night, just after 12, and said that they had towed it to this towing place, and that's all the information I had. So I was like, okay, what kind of state is it in? Did they catch the people? Did they just find the car? Like, what happened? I had all these questions, as you do, and slowly more and more things started coming together. I still don't know what happened from the police. I still haven't heard from the police. I've called several times, but the officer's always been off duty or on night shift or things like that, so I still have no idea what actually happened to my car. But they did find it and they took it to the towing yard. Then the towing yard lost it and they didn't know where they'd put it, like what yard it was in or whatever. And then I was trying to access it, get permission to access it, and then insurance was saying, well, we don't have photos yet, we can't say anything. And then the towing place was like, we haven't heard from insurance. And then insurance was like, oh, they've sent us the photos. And the towing place was like, we literally haven't even taken the photos yet. So it was just like a mess of miscommunication rather. So there was that, and it was just really like drawn out, painful period of extreme anxiety. Like I could hardly sleep, I could hardly eat, I was just a wreck. I was already kind of going through a rough mental health patch before that happened, and then it was just like, oh my god, I can't believe this has happened. And you know, all like my PTSD and everything got resurfaced, which ties really nicely into my OCD, like feelings around safety and personal safety and things like that. So it was just like everything was just set off. Mind you, even someone with like excellent mental health who doesn't struggle with any of these issues, that's still a horrifically anxiety provoking thing to go through. So you know, anyway, eventually my dad went and saw the car first because I was still too upset. I was like, I don't want to see it, like I don't want to know, like sort of thing. I just really couldn't cope. And then he went and saw it and kind of reported back to me. I was also worried that they'd like stolen stuff from inside my car, obviously, that I couldn't replace. There was nothing in there of great value. There was obviously like a car seat and like a wee speaker and stuff like that. I was like, did they take those things? So far the only thing I haven't been able to recover was some cards, but not like EFTPOS cards or anything like that. I didn't leave that in the car. But like loyalty cards, like silly little coffee cards and stuff. I'm like, okay, queen, you're going out for coffee then. And my sunglasses case, my partner's sunglasses. Again, they're all like cheap sunglasses. My little, you know, like the cigarette lighter, you can plug a charger into there. They took that. And my phone holder. You can't find that either. But they didn't take anything else. So my speaker was even still there. So that was exciting. But yeah, from what my dad could tell me, it was like not really clear whether or not it would be a write-off. Like it certainly wasn't like, okay, I saw it and it's definitely a write-off. It was more like there's some damage, but like maybe not enough for it to be a write-off. Now the car that I had was one of the most stolen cars in New Zealand, so the insurance policy for it was shit. And of course I didn't know that when I bought the car. fix. So I really, 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 really wanted the car to be written off, and the fact that it was found, first of all, and then second of all, there didn't appear to be very much damage, from what I'd heard. And then I also heard, like, through the grapevine, that it was juveniles that they'd caught, so they couldn't charge them, which is disgusting. Don't even get me started on that. So yeah, it was just like a bit of a nightmare. I was like, I can't afford to fix my car for $2,000+, and just the principle of having been like destroyed by these assholes, and then I have to pay for that, just like maybe if he was physically ill. So then the car got taken to like the assessors. This is like within like a few weeks, but the time was like crawling, like, because I was just in a constant state of anxiety, feeling really unsafe, feeling really worried, not knowing what was going on, not knowing if I would be able to even afford to fix my car if I had to pay to fix it, and just, yeah, a whole lot of stress. So I went along to the assessors because they get you to just look at the car with them, and I literally like burst into tears, because first of all I was like sad and anxious, and then it just turned into rage. Like the rage I felt was unreal. Just seeing my car. First of all, I believe it was road spiked by police, but again, I don't have any answers yet. It's just how it appeared to be. All the tires were deflated. There was damage on the rims. Obviously, they'd been driving on the rims for a while. The insurance assessor was really helpful and really compassionate. And he just went around the car and was like, this is why they tend to do this, this is why they tend to do this, sort of thing. It was covered in fingerprint dust from the police forensics, and they had torn out all the wiring in the car, because apparently they believe that it's tracking them. So smart. It's not. It's like a navigation thing. Something from like Japan. I don't know. It's useless anyway. It's not doing anything. So they tore out all these wires on the inside. They left a pair of scissors in the car, so free scissors. Yeah, so worth it. Of course the ignition was all fucked. It had a screwdriver jammed in it to start it. And what else was there? Oh, just like the paneling inside the car had been ripped out. They'd like scratched the front of the car, like the dashboard, like around my stereo and the air vents, and just like stupid mindless damage. So it was like just, I felt fucking enraged. I was like, if I could meet these little and yeah, so that was it. It was very reassuring, because the assessor was like, this is probably a write-off. There's actually so much damage, just surface wise, and then like let alone internally. So I hadn't known that up until that point, like from how my dad described it after he went and saw it on the towing lot. It didn't have that much damage. It was way more damage than I realised, but even to me it didn't look like a write-off necessarily. But of course the assessor knows how much it costs to repair all these intricate little bits and pieces, let alone like the tyres and the steering and everything like that. this is something that happens, that there is crime and there seems to be, a lot of crime, and it adds to my feeling of general unsafety. I am very hyper aware. I naturally watch my back. I'm an anxious person. I'm hyper vigilant, just from PTSD and things. So it just added to that, and I've become, I think, a lot less tolerant of strangers now. Not that I was easily trusting whatsoever, but I feel even less trustful of strangers, which is a sad feeling. And I hope that I can recover from that, and I hope that I can go back to being more open-hearted again. But this has really hurt me. This really hurt me emotionally, in terms of feelings of safety and just trust for the community I live in, for people around me, for strangers, whatever the case may be. It's something I'm going to be actively working on, because it's not very nice to live like that. I think it's a good idea to do what you can. Like, obviously now our property is very well protected, in terms of like security features and stuff that we didn't have before, because we were just like very, I don't know, we hadn't like been pushed into getting that, I guess. But this was like, that's it, I'm done. Like, I'd thought about getting cameras and that sort of thing before, and now I'm doing it. We were extremely lucky because about I want to say like 2 days before my car got stolen, my partner bought a car off my brother for $500. $500. That's all. And there's a couple of things wrong with it. Like, it's definitely not perfect by any means. It should expect for such a price, but it's worth more than $500. Oh my god. So he went and picked that up the day we found that my car had been stolen. So we have had a vehicle to use, that we're both getting used to using at the same time, so it's been interesting. So there's no rush to go out and buy a new car. We can spend our time and be patient and really make sure that we make the right choice for us, which is really nice, and I'm very grateful to my, well, it was my brother who dropped it off. It is actually my brother's partner's car, my sister-in-law's car. So very, very, very grateful to her, to both of them, that it's been a real lifesaver in this situation. So that is the saga of my car in a nutshell. It was a lot more long, painful, and drawn out than that. But yes, the day that we found out about the car being a write-off was the day that my partner and I had booked a holiday home to go and stay in for the night to celebrate my birthday. So I have turned 28 now, and that feels like a really good number to me. I really like that number. It feels like, I'm not going to say I feel hopeful, because I feel like a lot of my hopes have been torn down recently, but I do feel good. I feel good about this year of my life. I feel excited. I try and always celebrate the heck out of my birthday. It's kind of like my tradition, and going away is something that we try to do, and so we just had a romantic getaway in a little cottage in the countryside, and it was beautiful. It was really, really, really beautiful and restorative, and we just got to spend quality time together. It was lovely. So I was very grateful for that. And also just nice to this road trip. I love road tripping. And now I'll just show you some cute little things that I got for my birthday, and also for Mother's Day, because it's just been Mother's Day here in New Zealand as well. I got this ring. This is a labradorite ring. Can I get it in the sun? Come on. I don't know if you'll be able to see. It has a very delicate flash. It was very hard for me to choose which one I wanted. There was like one with a really like bright blue flash, really beautiful and very comfortable to wear. So that was my birthday present to myself. And I got some earrings, some very cute little earrings that no doubt you will see in a future video. Little bows, sweet little bows. And these skull chain earrings, very cool. Just from a wee gift shop that we popped into. And I just got money, like from my partner. My partner paid for the accommodation, which was really lovely. But like my parents gave me some money, just some spending money for my birthday, which I'm very grateful for. And that's actually went towards an air fryer today. We got a new air fryer because we were really needing one. And so I cooked a vegan butter chicken pie for lunch in the air fryer, and it came out perfectly. It was perfect. It was beautiful, lovely, gorgeous. So that's great. Then Mother's Day things. A lovely Mother's Day as well. Some socks. You might be like, socks? What the fuck? But I love socks. I have a thing for really cute patterned socks. And these have like leaves on them, like monstera leaves and stuff like that. And these have like moon and clouds and stuff. Like Luna, hello. How could I not? And one more pair that I've already worn. It's just like a black and white check sock. So that's great because it's practical, and also I just love interesting socks. Then my eldest got me this. Like, look how beautiful this is. He got this with his own money. Like, it's so thoughtful, so sweet. We went to visit a crystal shop together, and he very, very sneakily my phone screen's going dark because I need to charge my battery again. Snuck away and purchased this with his own money that he'd bought along with him. So that is so thoughtful and made me feel very emotional and very special. So that was lovely to receive that crystal dagger. I'm guessing it's lapis lazuli. I'm not 100% sure on that. My partner took me out for pancakes for breakfast, and got me some Turkish delights because I tried them recently, like proper Turkish delights. I tried them for the first time recently, and I was like, oh my god, these are actually so good. So we went to that store anyway and thought of me with the Turkish delights and just got them as a little bonus. So it was very, very sweet. My kids made me cards as well, which was lovely. So, long story short, it's been a couple of weeks of intense contrast, the good and the bad, like just up and down, just oh my goodness. The sun is shining today, which is like another relief, you know, it's a symbol of that sigh of relief. But yeah, I just wanted to catch you guys up on what's been going on. It's not all bad. I'm coming out the other end of it, but it's been a very difficult time. But I've been extremely proud of how I've handled myself, how I've handled the situation, how I've handled the stress, how I've taken care of myself and my family. And yeah, just looking for some smooth sailing now, touch wood. But it seems to be that way, doesn't it? Life is always just up and down, it's never a straight line. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you are